Hola, howdy. So, just want to give a quick rundown while it's still fresh on the brain. So, I filed all my property tax protest notices timely. Waited, never got any hearing notices. Then one day we get the property tax statement in the mail. That's basically saying, hey, this is what your property taxes are now. This is how much you owe by January. I was like, whoa, I protested. Why didn't I get my hearings? So called in, found out the uh, protest hearing notices got mailed out and then returned back to Nueces County Appraisal District. Don't know why. I got all the other notices they sent to the P.O. Box. I received all of our water bills for the month. So it made no sense. Anyway, so then we schedule for November 9th a hearing called a 41.411 failure to provide notice. So if it's determined at this hearing that they failed to provide a timely notice, which they did because they had the return mail envelope, they emailed it to me, so I'd have a copy. So they have the evidence themselves. So anyway, should they approve it at this hearing, then I'm supposed to have an informal hearing with the appraisers to discuss the values. I'm like, all right, cool. So I go in, have the hearing. I get the 41.411 approved for 4 of the 5 properties we were there for. One of them, we got the notice. We'd submitted evidence. We're going to go into that in a minute. So anyway, we got 4 of them approved. Well, then the main guy goes, all right, you want to go ahead and do the hearings? And I'm like, yeah, because the girl on the phone told me after the notice hearing, I can do my informal hearing. And then in the email that I have from her, she says, hey, if they approve your 41.411, then we can let you do an informal with an appraiser. I have it written in an email from the appraisal district. Well, this guy says, all right, you ready to do the hearings then? I'm assuming it's the informal because that's their procedure. So we go ahead. We get through 3 properties and we're getting to the 1621 6th Street, the duplex, and I'm like, hey, these are informal, right? Because I hear him reading all this legal language and stuff, and they're doing the whole procedure, and he goes, no. If you wanted to do that, you should have said something before we started these, and we could have sent you downstairs and not wasted our time. I go, what? Everyone I have talked to asked me if I wanted to do an informal. I checked it off on my protest form. I told the lady yes. I said yes in the emails. I mean, it says it in y'all's procedure. That's the way it's supposed to go. How do y'all not know your own procedures? And then he got mad, told me to hush, all this. I told him, like, you ain't my boss, you ain't my dad. You don't tell me to hush. You can ask me to do things and I'll comply because I'm respectful, but don't treat me like I'm your child. He goes, thank God you're not. I tell him, yeah, because I was raised respectful. Anyway, so I get through all of that. I get one of the properties lowered a lot. 2 of them for the ones that we did the formal hearing that I didn't even know we were doing. Luckily, I got 1613 uh, lowered by $100,000, so that was good. But then the next 2, even though they didn't increase from the previous year, you still should protest, and the value went down. The value didn't go up. So, but they kept them the same as the previous year, and I disagreed with that. And then so anyway, they finished those ones, did their thing, and that was when we were moving on to the duplex, and I was like, hey, these are informal, right? He said no, and all that kind of flipped out on me. And I went off on how their procedures are and all that. He had to call in, like the man. He goes, "Do we need to call someone in here?" Because I was getting a little loud because he was yelling at me. Well, anyway, I tell him, "Look, no, I don't want to discuss any more. Then I don't want to talk about this one until I have my informal, all that, blah blah blah." So then, like I was pretty upset at that dude for yelling at me like he did. So anyway, I'm leaving, and I go down to the 2nd floor to talk to the appraiser lady, and she is like, "Oh, do you have your evidence?" I said, "Well, no, because I thought that they were going to do that, and then I was going to have a chance to do my informal and all that." And she's like, "Okay, well, if you can go get it and come back." So I get it and go back. They don't look at any of the evidence. I show them comps, everything from within a mile. She's telling me this comp I have on Indiana is not within their grid, but then they're showing me comps on Louisiana and then Oleander. Indiana's right between them. Um, and so I'm explaining to her that, look, this is not like, y'all aren't looking at the evidence. I have evidence that every bank in the world would use. I work with appraisers every day. This is what I do for a living. And y'all are arguing that no, because it doesn't fit. Y'all say, okay, well, then we look at your comps. Their comps had all kinds of classifications and land values and stuff that I don't have the manuals for, so I can't understand what that means to them, but they're different across all the comps. I said, y'all don't even have comparables, so I don't agree. And then I go to talk to the taxpayer liaison about the one property that they denied our 41-411 on. I filed the protest online. I submitted the evidence, which is our HUD settlement statement, signed. This thing was closed at a title company. I sent that in. So filed the protest on 425 online, sent in electronically the evidence on 519. She, the taxpayer liaison lady, read it and said, hey, here on the bottom of the equity grid, it says the value is really low, would need further evidence. What further evidence? This is the HUD settlement statement. This is what we paid for the property. Blew my mind. And so I started talking with her about that. She gets super defensive. My phone had died, so I couldn't record that. I've got everything else recorded, though, the hearing and all that. She started yelling at me and getting defensive towards the ARB. I got a phone call I got to take real quick. So anyway, she starts getting defensive and raising her voice at me. I was like, I wish my phone was recording. I was like, you're the taxpayer liaison. You're supposed to be on our side defending us, helping us find remedies for these types of situations. You're vehemently getting mad at me because I'm saying that the appraisals are wrong and the appraisers are wrong and the evidence is wrong. This is blowing my mind, Terry. Her name's Terry Nowak. I said, I don't get this. It seems like y'all delivered the notices wrong. The only one that got delivered properly has my partner's name and address on it, not mine. All of mine got not delivered. And then they raised the duplex $200,000, 170 to 370. And I looked at all the other duplexes around here, not a single one over 295. The one on 6th Street, 1605 6th Street, 247. And they're trying to put us at 370. Insane. So I'm going to go see what I can do. I'm going to appeal, file arbitration. If that doesn't work, I'm just going to go complain to the comptroller. If not, then I'm going to go get an attorney and I'm going to file a fucking lawsuit. I don't care if they say you can't sue the government. Yes, you can. And they're not the government. They are a private fucking corporation for profit. Ronnie Canales gets a cut of the... Oh, I said that to the taxpayer liaison. Ronnie probably gets a cut of her. She got real mad. Ronnie doesn't get a cut. She's this old white lady. And I said, why are you getting so upset? Why are you getting mad? You're supposed to be on our side. You get a cut too? Anyway, if y'all know anybody who would be good to help me handle this type of stuff, let me know. The news, if y'all want to. I got all kinds of evidence. I've got the assessments of all the houses on 6th Street, the ones on the street over, everything for a mile. I've got the MLS data on it, like, and these people still want to argue and fight. And this is what I do for a living. I'm an expert. You want to know another reason why they had one of the appraisers, the ARB appraisers, one of the appraisal district's appraisers was the ARB chairman on my panel. This is an appraiser for the district working, supposed to be a third party, bipartisan, not bipartisan. I'm losing the word right now. Anyway, a third party that's non-biased. He was an appraiser for the district. Like, how is that? And he tried to, he goes, well, tell me this. When we were discussing 1613. If you were to sell it to me right now, how much would you sell it to me for? I laughed. I said, I wouldn't. Plus, we're talking about January 1, the value as of January 1, when it was open to the elements. It was uninhabitable. I was like, Not now. I said, good try though. You're trying to trick me. Do some legalese, some lawyer speak. I was like, good thing I ordered a lot of lawyer. And he goes, oh, how'd you know I was a lawyer? I was like, I don't know if he was or not. But he was trying to get me to give him a number so that they could just peg the value to that. And that is very wrong. I told him in the meeting it's recorded. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do a public information request and get the recording of that meeting from them because mine, I didn't want them to know. I had my phone upside down, so it's just recording the ceiling, but you can hear everything. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and request the recording of that meeting. So anyway, I'm gonna post this on YouTube and then post it up somewhere, probably Facebook and a bunch of other places. If y'all know anybody good that can help me handle this, because I'm not letting it go. This bullshit. I'm pissed now. So let me know. Send me a referral, or I'm gonna go out and find someone myself, like I always do. Y'all have a good day. Later.